Welcome back to G-Man-P, the great TV. If you tuned in today, hit that like, share, and subscribe. If not, we ain't doing no tripping. Now, what we talking about today is children and marriage is one of God's best gifts. And before I go in, I want to make a statement. If relationships/marriage aren't built off principle and faith, you will be unevenly yoked. Now, I'm going to start off with children first. I'm going to start off with the misusing God's gift and God and the things that God make you proud of his children. First, we're going to start off with the misuse of your children. If you are selling, buying children like they're animals, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're using your kids as an emotional dumping ground, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're not getting to know your children on who they are in spirit and soul, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're trying to mold your children into what you want, especially if it's in a negative way, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're not listening to your children when they're trying to tell you something and you ignore them, you're misusing God's gifts. Now, we're going to talk about how you make God proud with your children. If you love, cherish your children, you're making God proud. If you never turn your back on your children in any shape, form, or fashion, you're making God proud. If you're teaching your children upright, you're making God proud. If you help your children find out their gifts and mold them to that, you're making God proud. If you don't provoke your children, you're making God proud. Now we're going to talk about marriage. We're going to get into marriage now. We're going to get into how you misuse a marriage. If you're just getting married because of money, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're getting married just because of materialistic things, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're getting married off of clout, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're not getting married out of pure love, you're misusing God's gifts. If you're not getting married to both praise and celebrate God in your marriage, you're misusing God's gifts. Now we're going to talk about the spectrum of making God proud in the marriage. If you're not doing adultery while married, you're making God proud. If you're only having babies in a marriage, you're making God proud. If you're not forcing relationships/marriage, you're making God proud. If you're evenly yoked in a marriage, you're making God proud. If you're staying in a marriage evenly yoked to death do us part, you're making God proud. So once again, I gave you both spectrums on children and marriage. So whoever tuned in to G-Man-P, the great TV, good looking, and whoever didn't, we ain't doing no tripping. Peace.